or a
zapper.
Usable zapper for this.
I'm sorry I brought the Steve-O curse. It's Castlevania 3 Steve-O's curse. The tech is always not working. At this point, we can just skip reading the story at the beginning and just get to the run.
Pretty much. I can at least they've been able to read it.
Yeah.
So they know it.
They've studied for the exam, so they're good. They don't need their textbooks.
All right, confirmed with chat now. It's good.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you,
All right.
Hive Mind.
I will do the intro again for like the 7,000th time. I'm Disdon. This is Steve-O, also known as Level 99 from OC Remix.
You don't need to explain that too much. I'm here for OCR and also commentating on this. For a third time, I've never seen a speedrun of this game. I've never done commentary before, so this should be real fun. Or awful, I don't know. Either way, it's going to be enjoyable for you guys.
And again, now that you can hear me, this is an Alucard % run. I'm going to be getting Alucard and defeating Dracula. Roughly 30 minutes is my average. If I get better than 28:39, I'm in top 10. Time starts when the first bit of music on the first level starts after the little prayer cross sequence. Ends when I get the orb at the end of Dracula's fight. And once I start, I am just going to have to go. I am going to do this one more time because I definitely need it now because of tech issues. So, my little good luck prayer here. RNGesus, full of random, hallowed be thy name. Thy random come, thy will be done on Twitch as it is at Midwinter SpeedSprinter. Give us this day our daily RNG and forgive us our bad timing as we forgive the bad timing and bad RNG against us. And lead us not into failure, but into our PB in a top 10 slot, please. Amen.
I'm with you in spirit, but I'm a game theist. Sorry.
That's okay. If you have it, just keep putting spam and bless RNGesus throughout the run. Trust me, I'm going to need it. There's so many enemies that are pure RNG in this. All right. I'm going to start the intro prayer sequence, and then once the drum beat kicks in, that's when time starts. So I'm going to hit start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. And then as soon as this scene ends is when time starts.
All right.
All right. Let's go. Dracula's Curse.
So metal. Yep, there you go.
All right. So there's two things on this level that are going to be through the entire run. They're the most simple things for speed runs. It's damage boosts and a little thing in this game called an animation cancel. With the damage boosting, that's something that almost every game has. Oh, great. Well, okay. I guess I missed that jump. So with damage boosting, it's basically hitting an enemy in just the right way to where it moves you forward instead of backward. And it saves a little bit of time. And in this game, when you land from a certain height, you will... that's my first damage boost right there. When you land from a certain height, you will... it will start a animation where you kind of do a little crouch that takes about 2 seconds. If you whip at the right time, you will cancel that. And that's something that I'm going to have to employ throughout the run. Well, thank you for totally not going right when I wanted you to. Okay, well, all right. First level, that's okay. First level's not a big deal. I typically run it in about 2 minutes and 27-ish. I can salvage anything up to a 2 minute and 40, pretty good. I have had one world record gold split on this with 2 minutes and 21 seconds. But I started the timer early, so it's 2 minutes and 22 seconds. So I do technically have one more ability to get a gold split on this one. Weapon-wise, Holy Water is the Holy Grail. Other than that, not a lot. Damage boost to that zombie was not exactly what I wanted, but I've got plenty of health. The red bar is my health. The orange bar is the boss of the level health. This is the first RNG enemy, Mr. Fleaman. He likes to be a pain in the butt. And I got that. That was a nice damage boost through the skull pillar. That saves about 2 seconds.
So question then for damage boosting, is it at any point do you use damage boosting to clip up through parts of like platforms?
That will be later. I can't do any of that until I get Alucard, but that's a strategy that's very used in Castlevania 1.
Okay.
All right, first boss, behave. 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, he behaved. He did not stab me right away. That is good. That is good. All right, we're gonna try and get the JC flare here. 2, 3, whip. We got the campfires, guys.
Nice.
It's basically just for flare, as far as I know.
So, out of all the things you said, I understand that you're playing a video game, and that's about it.
Well, there's not a lot of people who run this game because it is the hardest Castlevania game.
Is it?
Probably, period. 2 is only hard if you don't know where you're going, and you can just wiki that now, so. Other than that, yeah, it's difficult. And, well, I guess I have 5 less hearts. I can get more later anyway. So this part is possibly going to get missed. It's hard to use a sub-weapon on stairs. I did it. Okay. You have to hit it right at the frame between animations, or else it won't do it. And that was an accidental holy water use. Well, whatever.
When doing damage boosting, how much of a cushion do you normally have to make mistakes before needing to go around and get more health?
Depends on the level. Early levels, it only does 2 damage for most enemies, but the further in the game you get, is the more damage you take. So by the end of the game, you will actually take 1/4 of your health every time that you take a hit. And I just died. Well, that was a miss. That's okay. No resets. We're fine. I didn't lose too much time there. I just don't have the long whip, and I now have to get the cross. But that's fine, because the cross is the second best weapon in the game. It doesn't do the same things as the holy water, and I don't need the holy water exactly right now. I just need to get through this and not have to worry about these dang birds that are trying to attack my face. My theory running right now is that they are Hogwarts owls, and they are mad that Trevor has denied his summons to go fight Voldemort, because instead of Voldemort, he's fighting Dracula.
You know, I didn't want to bring any fan fiction into this run, and you're immediately tempting me to do so.
All right, I don't have enough health, so I have to actually do this the slow way, killing this enemy and the other one down here. Typically, if I had not died on that jump, I would just go through this if I had enough health and just damage boost all the way through. I don't. Since I have taken some damage, I'm also going to use my first wall meat health boost. You whip blocks, you get meat. Apparently, cement is a very good preservative.
Huh, I'll have to try that at home.
Great for a Thanksgiving dinner.
So at what point do you get Alucard in the run? Because
this is the last level before the level where you get them.
Okay.
You have to fight them and then you get them.
Gotcha.
This is probably a pain in the butt level because frogs. These are the next RNG part. Those birds were RNG. These guys are RNG. They are very painful and can ruin a run really quick. That's why I got the health, just in case they spawn in weird spots. But as soon as this one jumps, that is the last one you'll see in the entire game. And there we go. He's gone. And you never got to see their lovely little attack animation where they throw their tongue at you.
Hot.
Yep. And here we got a bat and some Grimers. Yep, Konami actually made Grimers before Grimers were in Pokemon. So Nintendo kind of stole them.
No, they're just really psyched about the game.
Yeah,
Their team won.
Yeah, they put their arms up just because their team won, yes. They're very, very happy. But they definitely do not, they like to hit me. All right, and I have just ruined the entire run. Thanks. Well.
How so?
Well, it's not entirely ruined. I have a backup since I got it so early. Enemies will, after so many that you kill, drop sub-weapons. Daggers and clocks are very bad. I need to get that because I need to try and get a double now. Cross, as I said, is the second best weapon. I do not have the ability to get the 2-cycle Alucard fight now that I don't have the Holy Water, but I can still attempt to get Holy Water and a double again after Alucard. All right, so I'm probably going to be in trouble with my heart meter using a lot of Yeah, I will do that for safety's sake. If you have too many hearts, at more than 0, it will count them down and then pause, and that takes up time.
Oh.
So, I mean, yeah, that's probably 5 seconds of time lost right there just because I didn't have enough hearts, but I was farming for a double. So I need a double and or a triple, there's a double, to properly do Alucard with the cross as a backup. It's the second fastest way to do him. Depending upon his pattern, I can get him in 3 cycles, which is the worst case scenario unless he really goes weird on me for the holy water. So, yeah, this level's kind of a pain in the butt. I do a route that isn't the fastest. I waste about 5 to 10 seconds by taking a safer route. The way that the world record people do it is they will go and... too far away. They will go and on the screen after this door is the screen before they do some damage boosting and go on the top path, and then they like kind of do a weird semi-clip, where they use spikes that take half your health to go over a wall, but it takes a lot of health, and if you get hit like I did, you can't really do it. And now I gotta wait for this a little bit because, well, buffering and stuff. NES games. But yeah, if you take any hits at all, it leaves you with 2 health at the end of it, which means you can't take any hits when you're in the fight with Alucard, which is coming up. And it also means that you cannot take hits from anything else. I do not have the holy water, so I have to go do this a little bit slower. There's a way to, if I had a holy water, I could have thrown the holy water and frozen that bottom little fuzzball thing, but instead I missed my jump and got hit. That's okay.
So, like you mentioned, you have a numerous amount of backup strats. There's compensation for a lot of the potential mistakes you make in your routing?
Yes, I make a lot of mistakes, and I know where they're at. All right, so I'm hoping that he will spawn in a decent... okay. All right, 3 cycles, as I said, is probably where I'm going to be at. I'm going to try and do this really good. Okay, and there we go. We have now gotten Alucard. Take it away, Steve-O. I'm going to try and scroll it fast, so you're going to have to read fast.
Okay. Push it to the limit.
I'm not too far behind my normal. I'm about 40 seconds behind my average for getting Alucard, so that's not too bad.
I'm surprised you beat me. I've been waiting for you. I need you to help me destroy Dracula. What will you do? Take him with you or leave him behind? Take him with you. I'm glad to hear that. Let's get him. I am Alucard.
And he has daddy issues.
There's a height difference there.
That height difference will actually make a very big difference coming up. His hitbox is slightly higher, but he also doesn't take hits from certain things because of his height.
Okay.
So it's a very weird trade-off. Because I don't have the holy water and I need it for the boss coming up, I had to quick grab that holy water, and I will also have to quick grab a double and conserve some hearts, hopefully, on this next spot. So hopefully I can make this. There's a little bit of damage boosting I've got to do here, and then there's a little bit of damage boosting that I can account for. Like that, I have to account for a little bit. Okay, there we go. I have enough health. Now to just manage my hearts. Okay, all right, we're going to go down here. Alucard has this ability to become a bat, and that is where we're going to be able to start doing, as you said, the clipping through blocks thing. He, because of his height, can clip through blocks far enough to where when he turns into a bat, he can be on the other side of the block, hitbox-wise, and just phase through it. But it takes its pixel-perfect timing and then some. It's a lot of things. I could have damage boosted there, but it would have possibly cost me an extra heart because I would have started a little bit to the left. And for safety's sake, I'm going to do this and pop this guy here. I'm going to take a hit here because he wants to be mean to me. But I have enough hearts now. I need 6 for this boss. I will grab this one through here. And this is a 5 heart if it's Alucard because he can't take up pick up sup weapons except for the holy water. I mean, no, the clock, sorry. And the skeleton wants to go up the stairs, I guess. All right. Stop trying to go up the stairs, skeleton. He gave me a little bit of a slow pattern, but that happens. All right. Most of the next couple levels is going to be Alucard.
So you were mentioning the whip animation cancel. Does Alucard have one of those?
Somewhat. He shoots fireballs. He can upgrade his weapon up to just like Trevor, and he can get 3 fireballs. They have slightly longer range than Trevor's whip, but they do less damage unless you basically do point-blank shotgun, and then they take 3 tiny hits instead of 2 or 3 different hits. So this is going to be very interesting here. If I can nail this as I've done every other time. This is a new strat I learned from the world record speedrun from JC before he was circumvented by Level Engine, who holds the world record right now at 25:47, I think, is the world record for this route. You take some damage boost from the slimes to save about 2 seconds there. And I'm going to go a little bit slow on the next part, but this is where my first attempted clip is going to be at this dude up ahead who's going to throw some axes at me. So we're going to see if I can do that. I don't have the clock, so I don't have to worry about accidentally wasting hearts. Alucard uses 1 heart per second to fly. All right. Oh, please. I missed it. Nope. Ah, dang it. All right. I'm going to see if he will. Nope. All right. Well, that takes too much time, so I'm just going to go through him. That was a little bit of a time waste. If I had have nailed that, it would have clipped up through there. I'm going to try this one, though. All right. And I missed. And he's not going to try again. So I missed the first 2. I will definitely nail the 2 on death stage. I could have saved a total of about 30 or 40 seconds there if I'd have nailed those, though. All right. And, yes, skip over that. I need the holy water and the double for a lot of things. Because of the amount of damage I've taken, I'm not feeling froggy enough to try Mr. Frankenfurter here.
I know you've been having bad luck, but on the plus side, at least we do have sound.
Yes. Every time I switch characters, it's 4.5 seconds. So if I switch from Alucard to Trevor and back to Alucard, that's 9 seconds of time lost that I can't get back because I had to switch characters. And if I die and have to do things to get weapons back and stuff, that will be very pain in the butt. All right, now, please give me some RNG prayers. I need them. I'm going to attempt the hardest trick in the game here in about 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I will explain it after whether I work or not, and I missed. And I almost died. Hooray. All right, so what I was supposed to do there is that little flea man dude phases through the block. I was supposed to debat in just the right spot and time to where it would put me through the block enough, like the other clips I'm trying to do. And then I will be able to go through that block and basically saves 20 seconds of waiting on those little drops. This level is very slow, even with all of the clips and stuff, because of just waiting for things. All right, this is a damage boost here, and I got it. Awesome. It pushed me up and over that block, which is good.
So for stuff like those environmental things, are they like room time or is it level time?
Yeah, it's room timed. If it was a global timer, I could wait outside the door and get it through, but it's basically the minute you spawn into the room, those things start doing. This is why I have Alucard, is if I'm doing this level, those block things are going to be very important after I beat this mini-boss here in a little bit. I'm doing safety strat here just so that I have enough health to possibly skip a thing here in a bit. So I'm doing some heart farming so that I can do something after this boss. And after... Yeah, I'm going to ignore this heart here, the big 5 heart on that candle up there. I could go back and get, but that takes too much time. And there's a way to do it earlier. Okay. 2, 3. And the bats have escaped. If I switch to Trevor, I could do this faster, but as I said, it takes a lot of in-game time to do that. Bat, behave. There we go. I didn't take too much time lost there. Now, if you were as anyone else in doing this level, which is one of 2 level 7s, they have the same boss at the end, but if you're as Trevor alone or with Grant or Cypher, or, well, Grant because Cypher, you can't do that unless it's second quest. But yeah, at any time you'd have to wait for those blocks unless you're Alucard who can just fly over it. And then these guys, all right, I got rid of them.
Nice.
They're RNG as well. They will follow you and try and kill you. So I did the JC strat of jumping up into the left and turning into a bat. Alucard has invincibility frames when he turns into and removes from bat for about half a second. And if you get that perfectly timed, you can destroy those bats without taking damage. Because they will hit you and die. It's kamikaze. And otherwise, yeah, they're just kind of annoying. So far, we have some very annoying RNG enemies. We have the flea dudes, we have the frogs, which are no longer going to be around, and then we have those darn birds, which are going to come up a lot in the next couple of levels. Alright, so this is an auto-scroller now. Most speedrunners do this switch to Trevor at the end of the stairs. It doesn't actually save a lot of time if you do the thing to start the stairs early, which I was a little bit late on. I mean the scrolling. Because it really doesn't matter, honestly. Because either way, you have to wait for it to scroll far enough to trigger the top of this crazy thing. Alright, that's another rosary. Clear the screen. But it doesn't matter if I go up the right or the left of the screen right now. I'm going to be safe and take about a 20-second time loss to get extra health in case the next fight goes bad for me. There's 3 bosses in a row, and the middle one kind of likes to be a pain in the butt. If he doesn't do a thing, I have to do him really slow instead of fast. So having the extra hearts and health helps pad that for marathon runs anyway. Alright. First, we got to do 2 mummies. So, Brendan Fraser, I'm sorry, but your mummies are dead.
He's the only one.
Yeah.
There was no other one.
I know, there was no other one. Alright, and he is not charging. So, I get to do this very slow. Alright.
Is that a charge immediately out of the gate?
He has, depending on RNG, he does or doesn't. If he does, he will charge me, and then I will like throw 2 fireballs. He will hit the side and start taking damage, and then I can goad him into using his hammer and staying there and just taking a buttload of damage. This devil dude is pretty quick. Doesn't 2 to 3 cycles no matter what. I'm probably gonna waste some time here because I don't have. Unless I can do 2 quick. All right, yes. All right, I got rid of the hearts.
Nice. Also, that last enemy looked like Deadpool in a fursona.
Yes, probably. Ryan Reynolds. Still
Ryan
has
Reynolds,
replied
Brendan
to our
Fraser.
calls.
So very, very noob question because I've tried playing Castlevania and I'm just very bad at it. The candles that you hit, it's always the same stuff that drops from it.
Yes.
Every time.
Every time, each candle has the same thing. The only difference is if I'm using a sub-weapon as Trevor, sometimes the single heart candles will drop a double or a triple power-up based upon how many I've hit.
Okay.
And it's 10 sub-weapon hits of a candle to possibly spawn one from an enemy or a candle. So we're going to get some pretty easy clips here that I'm guaranteed now just to show off how that mechanic works. I just hope I don't have to take any extra damage here. All right, so I'm going to jump up here, and then, yeah, that was the first one.
Nice.
First one on this level, and then I'm going to kill this guy just so he doesn't come and attack me. And low axe! Yes! All right. I got the low axe, and that, because of Alucard's higher hitbox, he can jump up. It hits the hitbox, and, yeah, he just really quick. So this stage is going to be good. This stage is going to be good. As long as the death is nice to me and doesn't do any extra damage, I'm good. I'm good on this.
So shout out to Shay O'Reilly for the Weiss Belmont. Go to OC Remix and listen to Weiss Belmont. Fantastic song. You'll never be able to listen to this soundtrack, this song in particular, without having the lyrics stuck in your head.
All right, and then I'm going to go down to 2 hearts. Alucard has the spread fire, as I said. If I get three ball fires really, really close to the enemy, he will take extra damage, which is good. So I'm hoping, because Alucard's spread is all RNG. Okay, this second part's actually pretty fast. That's good, that's good, that's good. All right, and I got rid of the heart with the bat. Awesome.
Awesome work.
Fast death kill right there. 2 levels left. We've got 22, 47. I'm unlikely to PB, but I'm possible to get 30 minutes or better. I just need to do the next 2 levels in 7 minutes or less. All right, so
then
this
you get
is
your
the
pizza
last.
for free.
Yeah, then I get my pizza for free. Then this is the really, really, really bad part. I'm gonna take it slow. I do not have the JC Chambers level engine strat figured out for proper button pressing to kill all of these by jumping and hitting the fireballs. So I just will hope that they spawn nice. These are all RNG where they spawn. Height-wise and everything else. So, nope, nope, nope. Behave, behave, Clemens, behave. That's 2 hits, that's 2 hits. 3 hits. All right, I am now probably going to have to farm for a holy water later if I take any damage.
Suddenly the door hits you and you take damage.
Thankfully, that is not
Exactly, exactly.
Thankfully, that is not something in the game. I'm going to wait for this to come up and get some extra hearts that will help me hopefully not take damage. There's a slightly faster way to do this next 2 rooms, but it doesn't save a ton of time, and I just took damage. It's death number 2. If this were Dark Souls, I would totally be failing right now.
You're doing great.
All right, so I will do a mini version of that and just wait for a few seconds here. All right, I missed that. All right, so I'm gonna try and get either the heart or, there we go. That is helpful. And I am now too short of hearts to do something. So I'm gonna climb all the way up and hope I don't get hit. There we go. Again, with the Alucard's weird higher/lower, depending upon what's hitting him, hitbox. Awesome, they have fired at the right time, so I can go through the stair without taking damage like I was originally intending to. And I'm gonna damage boost here. Oh, I was trying to do it as a bat, but I was gonna try and damage boost there. Didn't quite work. I missed 5 hearts there, so I'm gonna have to just farm a lot of things here coming up and just hope and pray. All right. So because of taking that damage, I'm going to switch to Trevor. I don't have enough hearts to do the Alucard thing, so I'm going to switch to Trevor and try not to die here. I am not getting the bonus thing. Awesome. I'm not getting the weapon upgrade, which is great. It's going to cost me some time. All right. And I'm probably going to miss that thing. Oh, great. Well, so I'm going to switch back to Alucard and take a death, because I will spawn back at the bottom of the stairs with 5 hearts.
That's faster than trying to go forward?
It's faster than trying to do the boss without the holy water.
Okay.
Not by a lot, but the boss can be very mean, and it involves a lot of switching back and forth to do the quick kill. I'm just going to try and farm for a weapon upgrade, because I need 2 weapon upgrades. There we go. That's 1. 2 weapon upgrades for Trevor. Holy water, which is up there, and I'm just for safety's sake going to switch. I have plenty of padding on my time, so it's fine. Just kind of getting a little bit of... That was my own fault. All right, well, GG go next. I get an extra life here. And you have to do that too. So I'm just gonna farm hearts and do this the way I wanted to do it to begin with, but was too cautious. All right, so heart here, up here, switch, get the holy water, and then I'm gonna hopefully get a weapon upgrade right away on the torch here, and I will have to execute some pretty quick stuff. Well, no weapon upgrade. I'll have to execute some pretty quick stuff here. What the heck? That, what even just happened? All right, so, all right. There's an extra life. I have padding now. That was a bad hitbox. That was a weird extra enemy that I've never, ever seen before, by the way, the one that dropped out of the sky. So, hooray, glitches that have never happened before in a run that I've ever done. It's nice.
You've done this run how many times?
Let's see here. I think I've got about 7 days worth of in split time hours, so
Wow.
many.
Did glitches like that happen often, or?
No. There's one earlier in this stage where the first skeleton that appears on the left will just nope out the left side of the screen. He will walk off screen and never come back. Kutsu Shido's number 9 on the leaderboards likes to call that one the "oh no, I'm out of here" skip.
I haven't gotten a paycheck. See you later.
Pretty much. All right, so because I don't have enough hearts to appropriately do the next thing, I'm going to switch to Trevor early and just kind of pray that I can do this right. I need to get a... Oh, well, that dropped the wrong thing. Or it dropped in the wrong spot. I'm going to try that. Oh, there we go. And then I got to jump again because I don't want to fall into that. All right. I will take the Deuce ahead hit, and... All right, I'll just have to do this a slightly slower way. There's a couple of fast kills on this guy. Okay. And he jumps like a dumb butt. Okay, come back here. Just jump up, and I died again. I do not have the holy water. I'm going to have to waste a long time on this spot.
Do we have time for a donation?
Yes, plenty of time for donation.
$10 from Anonymous saying GG for 1800 plus.
Nice.
Nice. All right, so this is going to become very annoying. This is the backup strat for the boss that I really don't like using, especially in runs now that I know that there's better ways to do things, but I don't have a lot of options. So, the way that I first learned how to beat this boss was this way, before I started running it. When you switch characters, this is only able to be done if you have 2 characters, he will switch characters as well, because it's the doppelganger. So you can just spam select after doing a couple of hits, and he will switch characters. The Trevor doppelganger uses a cross and has the same whip as you, and the Alucard has the same fireball. So if you have 3 fireballs or the long whip or whatever, they're going to have the same thing. So it's just going to take a little bit of time, so if there's more donations, you can do that while I'm spamming select and murdering him.
Okay.
I was going to ask, because I saw that happen the last time you died. You can get killed, be able to change characters, and then die, like, in the game. So, you were Trevor, you got killed, you changed to Alucard, and then the death animation happens.
Yes. If you're dying, or sometimes during certain boss fights before you get the sphere, you can press select and switch characters. I don't know why that is. It just is.
It just wastes more time.
It wastes time, yes, but it does allow you to start as a character. I did that. I should have tried to get the better whip upgrade by hitting that torch, but I thought that I was going to get a different one. All right, so now I'm just going to jump over him and pray that he doesn't kill me here, because I've got 2 hits left. Every hit now takes a quarter of my health, so it's just a lot of spamming selects. It takes a lot of time. I'm sorry, guys. I've tried to do good, and RNGesus had failed me. He said no.
Oh, well.
But actually, the way now I can show a backup strat that I have on this level for if I accidentally die before the first checkpoint, which is actually better to do if I have the leather unupgraded whip. Though it entirely depends on how nice these birds are to me. So I'll get that. I'll whip him. I'm not able to show off the proper way to do this. If I had the holy water in the double, I would be able to have jump down here, jump again, and then whip that axe and the skeleton, and then use the holy water to get a triple for the axe. Now I have to farm the axes, which will take a little bit of lag because this screen is very, very busy.
Yeah.
But as I said earlier, every time that you hit an enemy or a torch, it adds to your count for the double or triple shot. So after I hit like 10 of these Medusa heads and candles, I will get a double, and then another 10 and I'll get a triple. So I'm farming them for, there's my double. Farming for that, and then since I'm on Trevor, I get to be nice and safe, I guess. This is bad. This is very bad. I'm probably gonna, yep. Did not want that to happen, but I have to.
Don't say nice and safe. It seems to be a jinx right now.
There's no such thing as
There's
safe.
no such thing as safe.
This is Dark Souls before Dark Souls was even conceived.
You and I came up with a safe word ahead of time for the commentary. Just safe is not a word we're using anymore.
Nope. That is pretty much it. I mean, this is still a respectable-ish run. I know many of my friends who are very good at Mega Man games, very good at other Castlevania games, cannot beat this for the life of them. And I am doing this well within a sub-hour time.
So it seems like at the beginning is when the slowdown mostly happens.
Yes, because of all of the spinning gears and then the spawning of the Medusa heads. It kind of
Goes to Windows screensaver territory.
Yes, it gets very, very bad. This game was made in '90. Which is basically the end of the NES life cycle, but it's also when they were fully capable of using the full color palette, full sound palette. So basically, this game is about as noisy as anything else in the NES. So it's basically Red Ring of Deathing and NES right now on that screen. All right, so kill this guy, and it didn't get the second, but come on. Alright, so I'm hoping I don't screw this up, but that extra life is definitely safety. Alright, I'm gonna take that hit. I have a wall meat below, right directly below where I show up that I have to get to now. There's a quick kill strat involving triple and the axe, and I have to wait for this now. A lot of waiting, which is messing up. But there's a quick kill for Dracula on this for all of his forms. It involves having the triple and the axe, which I have now. I need roughly to be safe in case I miss. In case I miss, I have full health. Unless I fall in a pit, I'm fine. I need 35 or more hearts in order to
be cautious.
Be cautious and take down Dracula. But again, as soon as I hit that sphere at the end of the fight, that is where the game ends. And then I will start my extra round of the first 2 levels of Second Quest. And introduce you to the reason why I don't run Second Quest. Because Second Quest, all Medusa heads get replaced with a lovely enemy.
Is that spoiler?
Yes, but when you see it, you will definitely be like, yeah, nope, I understand. It's bad enough to do it the first route. Second route is bad. Okay. Hit him in the crotch, hit him in the face, and there we go. We got him on the quick kill now. I took 1 damage. There's a way to do it without taking damage, but I don't know it yet. It's very, very, very time intensive. You have to get frame perfect hit and like double damage him there. This triple axe allows you to have 3 or 4 axes on the screen at the same time. All right, I have 21. It takes 16 to kill him. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Long laser. 5, 6, 7. Another long laser. 7,
8, 9,
10,
11, 12,
13.
13.
Up,
Oh!
and I fell in a pit. All right, now I got to farm again. See, the platforms are the biggest problem with that fight, mostly because of that pit. In the Famicom Disk System version, you saw how long those lasers were.
Mm-hmm.
Every laser is super short, like less length than the width of Trevor. So, it makes that final boss fight a lot easier when you don't have to worry about dodging lasers, because they're not super long and you can just jump over every one of them. However, now that I have to do this, there's plenty of time for donations. I gotta get 20 hits with Axe to get the triple and 35 hearts. So that's 1.
So if you do an uppercut on here, do you get to face Dracula in the pit stage?
I wish. That, because I'm not Alucard, turns into a dagger, so I'm going to jump over that. But the top place here decides to be very nice. On the Famicom version also, on Castlevania 1, you basically get to a checkpoint at Dracula where you can use continues and continue fighting Dracula over and over and over, basically from this screen that I'm at right here. There's a similar thing in the Famicom version of this game, but they took it out because of all of the things they had to adjust. They had to adjust the soundtrack to remove 2 of the 2 or 3 extra things that the Famicom had for a chip for audio.
Yep.
And also because of US standards, they had to remove some of the religious iconography and nudity from statues in the background.
Oh, okay.
So,
I
because
was gonna say
of,
Dracula full frontal is not something I'm down with. You should have told me before you asked me to do commentary on that.
but no, yeah, when you deal with all of that reprogramming, they've made this game harder.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they're like, people were complaining about Castlevania 2 being, confusing, but if you ground out enough levels, you'd be really easy. That first whip thing that I did, I don't know who discovered that, but I saw JC doing that to get the quick kill. Basically, if you whip him while he's sitting down and you hit him at the right time, it will register an early hit before he's actually able to be hit. And that allows you to do that first part of the quick kill. 1, 2, 3. All right, I got 19. I need 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Move backwards so I don't fall again. 13, 14, 15, and he's dead,
16.
champ. All right, time at the sphere. I'm going to let these guys go down so I don't fall down the pit again like an idiot. 1, 2, and time.
Nicely done.
Sub 40 minutes. It's still better than my first PB that I put on speedrun.com. Was not a PB, unfortunately, but here we go with the credits. And after the credits, I just press start, and it starts me on the second quest. I will have Alucard and Trevor. So this is time for you to read some more stuff going very slow.
All right.
Also, we have a $5 donation from Frosty the Nord saying, "Hi, Disdon. Congrats on the costume percent CV3 run."
Thanks, bro.
Trevor made many sacrifices. The long fight is over. Dracula is dead, and all other spirits are asleep. The battle was won by Trevor and Alucard, but Alucard feels guilty, because he killed his real father and broke his sewing machine. Trevor realizes this as he stands there thinking about Alucard. After this fight, the Belmont name shall be honored by all people.
Now, on my Twitch, on my Disdonnplays Twitch, I have some sound effects, and one I like to try and get people to spam when I get here is in the Castlevania Netflix series, on the final episode of Season 2, the end of the season is Alucard just sitting in a chair, crying his eyes out, and I have that sound effect, ! Weep, and I just love making people do that, because it will spawn a text box that says, "You made Alucard cry, you monster."
Look, if he wants to listen to Taking Back Sunday, that's fine. Don't judge him.
This is one of the other characters for a different run. It's Sypha Belinades. That is actually Trevor's canonical wife. if you go that route. That is the canonical route. Well, actually, the canonical route involves all of the characters, basically. But he marries Sypha, and then their grandchild is Simon, who is in Castlevanias 1 and 2, and 4, which is a remake of 1. And basically, they are the reason why later Game Boy installments, Belmonts are able to use magic, because she is a wizard.
Gotcha.
And Grant is basically just a pirate. In the Famicom version, he is easy mode. He has a jump and cling mechanic in both versions, but in the Famicom one, his weapon is replaced with the dagger sub-weapon. So he can use a dagger at all times, and then he can get a sub-weapon of an axe, and up to a triple use of an axe. So he can basically just spam weapons all the time. All right. See how long it takes me to do this little bit of an extra thing here. 3, 2, 1, and we're back to stage 1. Looks familiar, right?
Yeah.
But we got Alucard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now we got some zombies crawling out of the ground. Enemies on the first bit of the screen. Everything does the same damage as at the end of the game.
Oh.
Enemies are faster. More enemies spawn. New enemies are present. It is not fun. Damage boosting is probably not going to happen now. Just saying. All right, I was trying to do that when I first did the first little bit on the first level when I started. All right, so I'm just going to whip him so I don't have to worry about it. I'm not going to damage boost. I'm going to...
So when you beat the game, does that reset your counter for things like the candle hits?
Yes.
Okay.
It starts with the basic weapon on both characters, and just basically you can unlock it with a password as well. For Trevor only, you can use a specific name will start the second quest. That name is Akama, which is a spoiler for those who are really nerdy about Castlevania games. The Japanese name for the Castlevania games before they started. And then there's my lovely little friend, the Flaming Skulls.
Oh, yeah, that's a big nope.
Yep. So I get to deal with those guys now. But yeah, the spoiler is Akama no Dracula, I believe, is the first part of the name for the Castlevania series over there in Japan.
Akumajo no Dracula.
Yes. Which, for those who are familiar with Rondo of Blood, it's Akamajo no Dracula X Rondo something or other, and it got translated to Rondo of Blood for the TurboGrafx 16 over here in the US. It's definitely a very good spoiler that they did. I really keep getting hit by that guy. I do not like that.
And before it leaves my brain, we were talking earlier about the difference between the sound chips between the Famicom and the American version. If you listen to the soundtracks in here, there's a lot more harmony and like chordal structure in the
It's fine.
in the Famicom version. It sounds like it was done on an entirely different system.
Yes, it almost sounds like something you could get out of an SNES, to be honest. Because they synthesize some strings pretty well.
Mm.
It really makes this track and the... I'm going to go up the stairs just to be safe. I do not need all those extra damages right now. Because I still got one more level to do after this. Or attempt after this. Because you guys paid for it. And he likes to be mean.
I'm afraid to say things. I don't want to jinx this any more than we've already done.
That's fine. We've got time. I have roughly 20 minutes to do this. 2 levels, and the second one's way easier than this one.
Okay.
Even though it's got more skulls, it's easier.
So
and that's because I get more vertical ability to use... nope, okay.
So can you only get one character added to your party per playthrough?
Yes. Second playthrough, you can't add characters, actually. So basically, if you go down the second playthrough, you basically have committed to whatever character, if any, you picked on your first playthrough.
Okay.
So, yeah. It makes it definitely different. I'm going to actually get a thing here that I could have gotten if things went wrong on the first run. There's a wall meat right here. That will fill my health all the way back up, which is going to be helpful. Not going to damage boost, but I'm going to kill these guys these two guys like I did before, but I'm going to go slower on this one. And he gave me the triple. Thank you.
Nice.
Second quest, there are speedruns for it. JC, who I've mentioned, has quite a few of those records, or at least used to until recently. He, at AGDQ, did Castlevania 2, and then he did this game with Second Quest Grant Run. And he famously did the same thing I did, actually, in this run with Dracula, where he died at the Dracula fight by falling in a pit. So, I'm not the only one. It happens to everybody.
Is there a significant time difference between playing through first quest and second quest?
Speedrun-wise, actually, some of them are faster by a minute because you don't have these character select text boxes to go through. All right, so this is the band music. They're not, if you go to the jam area, this song, they have the sheet music for it, but it's banned. They're not allowed to play it. They told me that they don't want you to play it because it's too complicated.
It's just more of a challenge. What was the incentive for this stage?
The incentive for this stage was to do the clock tower stage. If I had done that only, I would have come here with Trevor right away and then grabbed Grant and used him for a little bit before I grabbed Alucard. But since I got that second quest added, I'm doing the harder version. That shield on the one Spear Knight on the first stage is in another update for second quest. It takes an extra hit to kill those, as compared to the first quest version that is just a dude with a spear. And that guy is kind of annoying, but because I have Alucard, I can kind of just skip it.
There's a lot of gears here. Is there a slowdown to worry about?
No, not nearly as much as on the final level, actually. And here's the first part where Alucard is going to really shine through. If I can make this to the boss without dying, I will be able to keep my triple and... oh, wow, I barely had enough hearts for that. I didn't even know. That's great. Thanks, game.
You're welcome.
My inattentiveness was rewarded. All right, so I can't get a... There's an extra life up here that you can get with Alucard and Grant only, but I'm not going to be able to get that since I have no hearts. Fun.
Just don't mess it up.
So that would be a dagger that I just got, and that would be a double or a triple if I was needing that.
There's no backtracking.
Nope, there's no backtracking.
It's just farming.
Straight up. Now, this is one reason why I wanted to do this in second quest. Because of Alucard, I can just... All right, I don't have enough hearts to finish this, but I got 90% of the way up. Roughly. So that saves me a little bit of these guys being pains in my butt. All right. Nope. Dang it. All right, well, we're going to switch to Trevor anyway. And we died.
Oh.
Okay. I'm probably now going to take on the Grant fight with Alucard, though. Because of that shotgun point-blank blast. Now, I don't have a lot of hearts, so I'm going to start this a little late. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the temporary invincibility frames do help a little bit. All right, I'm going to go up here so I can just kind of meander up here. If you tap A when you're in bat form, you... Okay. Yep, okay. All right. And then technically this level... Okay, I have enough time. Technically this level has 2 parts to it. Because in the first quest, you fight Grant, and then you can get Grant. And then you have to go back out the crumbling... Well, they didn't have the technology to do it, but the crumbling clock tower, basically. So... Alright. So anytime that you hear that little damage thing multiple times at once, that's the shotgun blast.
Nice.
So we beat Grant. Now we get to go back down, which is the easy part. But yes, this is as good as they could do was the map screen shaking and disintegrating a thing to tell you that yes, the clock tower is basically falling apart now. Thanks. You've ruined Dracula's castle. Alright. Now, these lovely fun things that I just had to deal with, okay, I can't go through there. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. The lovely thing that I did before where I flew up, I can basically just jump down. And as long as I hit the ledges where the stairs start, I'm fine. So, if there's any donations, do that. Otherwise, just enjoy this lovely music for probably the last time you'll hear it on any speedrun marathon until JC does another second quest grant or something. Or first quest grant or whatever.
So what drew you to doing Castlevania 3? Just the difficulty?
Not necessarily. It's a game that I owned as a child. I was 4
Oh, I'm
years old
so
when this
sorry.
came out. My grandmother knew that I liked vampires and scary things, so I constantly was borrowing my cousin's Castlevania 1 card. So she decided, why not gift him one for Christmas, which is also around my birthday. So I got this in like 90 or 91, and Alucard was always my favorite character because of the bat thing. I have played and beat through this entirely as all characters. I've also done a second quest as with Alucard, and I've done a Trevor Alone one, which is fun. And I did those for a thing called Retro Achievements. Look it up, retroachievements.org. Basically just kind of a way to replay games from the past and collect little tiny points and achievements for doing things that you would normally do to complete the games beforehand.
So it's like a retro gamer score.
Yes. Something that they really should add to Nintendo's Switch Online. Some sort of retro gamer score. Beating bosses in Zelda 2 damageless, etc., etc. And there's that shield dude again, and because we're Alucard, we can just kind of fly down. And that is the end.
Also, we have a $25 donation from Anonymous saying, way to go, Disdon. Old Maxie boy is rooting for you.
Hey.
Hey, Max! Max is actually the dude who has the highest score of anybody on Retro Achievements, by the way. But as far as like thank yous, thank you to Steve-O.
Pleasure.
I'll just let the music play because it's awesome. Thank you to my wife, Maria back here. My grandmother for originally giving me this game. All the awesome people here with Midwinter, SpeedSprinter, and Midwest Speedfest. Metro for being awesome and doing his run. And hopefully you do well on your run. I do not see your name tag. I'm sorry. What? Artemis. Okay. Hopefully you do good on your run, Artemis. This has been Castlevania 3. You probably won't see much of this game because, as I said, there's not a lot of runners. But if you want to run this game, my first answer is don't, and my second is if you're going to watch Level Engine, JC, and CL Chambers' runs multiple times because that is the only way to really study any of these cool tricks that I did and didn't make. And thank you guys again. It was a pleasure and an honor.
Thank you very much for running that game, Dizon. Up next, we will have Yoshi's Story, run by, what was it, Official Artemis 64. So sit tight for that.
is Artemis. I'll be playing Yoshi's Story for you all today. The Yoshi's Story is the Yoshi's Island for the Nintendo 64 that nobody knew existed for forever. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. This game is set up in a storybook fashion. So we can see here we got